All right, how's it going, guys? For today's speech is an analogy, and I would be. I mean, as much as I wanted to be something cool, like I don't know, a tank who could fly and have abs or something, I was nowhere near that. And my analogy is kind of related to and compared to an elephant and like a bull elephant. As you can see, they're very huge, very dominant. And the reason I compare myself to them is because they're very family oriented, very strong, and very protective. As much as I don't want to admit it, I am an emotional person, and like I try to hide it, and I pretty much do. I hide it for the most part a lot, and people can't really tell that I am. But I mean, I don't like to show it, but it helps me a lot in life, at work, because it helps me understand people because I'm sensitive to whatever's going on with them, or like in my family, my personal stuff. I can relate at with patients at work. I can relate with people I meet on the streets. Um, it also it, it just helps me more at work, pretty much, because it helps me with my patient care. It helps me understand them. It helps me understand their situation, what they're going through. So it helps me a lot in that area. Um, Another thing is I'm a hugger. I like to hug people, especially family and friends. I mean, you see me, you're probably gonna get a bear hug. Probably gonna pick you up and kind of like pop your back, and it's just how I am. I'm very affectionate. I like to hug people, and it feels good, to have people who, like, they'll be down the hall and they'll see me and they're like, oh, and they'll come so I can give them a hug, because it's nice to hug. It's nice to have that affection, because you don't know what people. Some people grow up without being hugged, depending on how they were raised and family and stuff like that. Um, Another thing is, the whole family oriented. I'm very family oriented. I love to spend time with my family. Right now, with all this COVID stuff going on, it's really hard because we don't see. I mean, I haven't seen uh, my brothers and sisters pretty much since March. Especially since I work in the emergency room, I don't want to be the one who got them sick. I don't want to get together with my family, have a little get together, and be the one that got everybody sick, because I have a lot of nephews and nieces. My mom, she has medical conditions, so I mean it's rough, but I prefer to stay away from them right now so I can enjoy them later. Um, I have five brothers and five sisters. It's two of them are adopted, and thanks to my mom, because she has a big heart, and that's probably where I get the whole being emotional and family oriented is from my mom. But I love spending time with all of them. It's kind of hard to get everybody together. I forgot I was going to show you guys. Oh, that's not loading, but there it is. Yeah, it's about me being a hugger. And then sorry about that, guys. Okay. um, but another thing is, like, once I lost my dad, I didn't have a lot of pictures and videos of him, because he was kind of a cold person. um, so ever since then, like, it hurt that I didn't have videos or pictures of him. So now, man, I take videos, I take pictures, like I post stuff on Facebook, whatever. uh, just because, like, anything ever happens, it's either on my phone or I have a backup, like, on social media. But it's something I advise you guys to do too, man, because you never know when one of us is going to be gone, a family member or whatever. So I encourage you guys to take a lot of pictures, take a lot of videos, and you'll see you're gonna be thankful you did. um, Another thing that also made me very more family oriented now is that I have a little baby. And man, I'm in love with that little girl. She's 6 months old, and I already have 600 pictures of her. So, I mean, I love that little girl. Another thing is about relating to the whole bull elephant is that like I'm strong. Like I don't mean to brag or anything, but I am, and I do it because of my job. You know, I love what I do, so I want to be strong because you have to be strong physically and mentally. Um, we go through a lot of stuff. You have to learn how to deal with death, so you gotta have that mental strength because I mean you go from a patient dying on you and then the next person's there at the emergency room for a stubbed toe. So you know it's kind of like from one extreme to the other. And if you're not strong, I mean, if you lose a patient and then you go to this other patient, I mean, sometimes you will snap because of the, you know, just the dealing with one extreme to another. Um, oh dear, let's see. Another thing is you have to be strong and you have to have conditioning because if you ever done CPR, man, that is not easy. CPR takes a lot out of you, especially if you don't have a lot of people around you. You need to have the strength to push on that chest. If they're a big person, you're gonna have to push harder. You're gonna have to push fast. You need that conditioning, man. So that's another reason why I purposely, work on strength and conditioning. So when we get that CPR patient, that guy who's like, 6'6", 300 plus pounds, I want to make sure I have the strength and the conditioning to do that. Let's see, I'm also very protective. I'm very protective of my family. Very protective, like at work, especially at work, because of the fact that most of the time I'm the only guy. There's been situations where there's all girl staff. It's just me. So I mean, I have to be the one to protect all of them. Especially there's these patients we call EDO, which is an emergency detention order. So if they're suicidal, homicidal, or they're on drugs, stuff like that, I mean, we have to deal with them. And sometimes they get crazy and they get aggressive with them, and I'm pretty much it. So that's another reason why I work on strength conditioning and why I'm very protective, because if that patient happens to get through me, I mean, the rest of the girls are going to be in danger, plus the patients that we have, and we have a lot of like older patients there. So those are pretty much the reasons why I compare myself to the bull elephant. Alrighty guys, thank you.